Okay. So, after the fun that was F2, we now move on to the insane fun time of F1. This is RPL's F1 Season 6. We're in round 16. And this track is China. Yes, we are near the end, folks. About another month of racing, and we will be done with Season 6. Welcome along, ladies and gentlemen. I am Ironwolf here, and we are going to have a lot of people here tonight. We have 18 drivers currently in the field, and this is what we have. Mercedes, we have ETSR Leighton and Cryptic. Leighton filling in for Payox, who is not here tonight. Red Bull, Scyther, and Bourbon teaming together. Then we have McLaren, which is TB and Square. Aston Martin, newcomer, JDM Haters, Payox's friend, and Red Fire. Alfa Romeo, Jordan and Owen. Jack and Luke in AlphaTauri. Polygon and the Chiller in Ferrari. Term and Beatnik in Alpine. And Zakaria and Groggers going alone in Williams and Haas respectively. So, last week we were in the amazing race, which was the Singapore GP race, and that was won by NRX Flynn, who wound up winning that race. Second place was Cryptic, and third was won by the unlikely Polygon. In the Drivers' Championship, we have a new leader, Flynn, who crazily is not here tonight. He has the lead with 152 points. Luke sitting in second with 143, and TB sitting third with 142. In the Constructors, Red Bull continues their impressive strong lead with 464 points. McLaren sitting second with 318, and Mercedes sitting third with 262. Now, this is where it gets interesting. From fourth place down to last, which is AlphaTauri, Ferrari, Aston Martin, Alfa Romeo, Alpine, Williams, and Haas, they are knocked out of the Constructors' Championship. But in terms of the Drivers' Championship, out of the 30 active drivers racing, only 2, Red Fire Tiger and Bonkers, are eliminated. Everyone else is still active. And looks like we have rain. Let's see, either it'll be rain at the end of qualifying or towards the end of the race. So we do not know. But anyways, first up is Jordan popping out on the... And yeah, Jordan popping up. He is going to be the first one out on track in the Alfa Romeo. And we're here at the Shanghai International Circuit. We weren't here last season, but we are here for this season. So this will be a unique track, to say the least. This track has not been seen on pretty much out. It hasn't been seen on any of the prior calendars last season, but it actually was on one calendar earlier in RPL. It was the second round of Tier 2, which for that one, going back to the minor history books, that was won by Owen, who's here in the Alfa Romeo tonight, and actually Scyther has retired immediately. Did he wreck? Yes, he did. He wrecked. Wow. So Scyther's gonna be starting dead last. Rip. And apparently he was brake checked by Square, which causes DNF. And Scyther quits the lobby. I think he'll be joining back once qualifying is all said and done. So, 15 will be going through to Q2, and only, well, in this case, with Scyther gone, only 3 will be eliminated. Only 3 will be eliminated from Q1. So, let's see. Why don't we just take it? I think is going to be knocked out of Q1. Well, I am going to say this. I think Q1, the ones knocked out, other than Scyther, I think it's going to be Liam, Zakaria. But the third guy is going to be hard to tell. But I know Liam and Zakaria, they're going to get knocked out of Q1. As Jordan sets the first provisional fastest time of a 31.7. And here comes TV. Get his time on the board. And it is a 32.2. And Joe invalidates. Actually invalidated in the last corner. So that means not only does this lap not count, does the lap he just did not count, but the lap he's on now also will not count. See, Jack's just starting up his time lap. Here's Owen, by the way, last RPL, the last RPL winner, currently recently, won in Tier 2 in the Red Bull, but that is in Tier 2 though. See how he fares in there. And it is a 34.1. Only 4/10 off of Jordan's time. Beatnik, 32.7 in the Alpine. Set the fastest Sector 3 time. Only for it to get smacked away by Cryptic with a 31.5. Now starting his first lap, JDM Haters. Brand new newcomer to RPL F1. Now, like I mentioned just a few minutes ago, JDM Haters, a friend of Payox Kings, who is not here tonight. But JDM in the Williams was moved up to Aston Martin because Maxwell buggered off to go have dinner with the family. So Maxwell not here. But JDM, by the way, is finishing the rest of this season in Williams. And he's going to be in Williams for next season. As we are making our treks through, but now here comes Haters. He's got his teammate Red Fire helping, giving him that little slipstream in tow. Red Fire moved over to let Haters through. That will help him quite a bit. Leighton goes fastest, 31.3. Fastest out of on the Mercedes timing table. And here comes Haters across the line. Puts it into P5 with a 32.5. Very nice, compelling lap time from Haters. So only a few more people have yet to get some laps in. Let's see, as Ferraris is finishing up their lap. So I do wonder how Bourbon is going to fare, because Bourbon is not going to have his teammate helping him to try try for a Red Bull 1-2. Scyther's going to be starting towards the back as Square gets into the 31s with a 31.8. That puts him P3 for right now. But anyways, let's see who is up next. As, the Chiller's actually finishing up his lap. There's Red Fire now going down the long straight, and just like with his time, Hater's paying back the favor for Red, and Red gets that nice little surf stream from his teammate. So Haters and Red Fire working together. In this case, let's see what Red's got as he comes across the line, and it's only P12. So Red Fire, unfortunately, the slowest of the field. So he must have had an incident probably somewhere earlier. He would have got much quicker, to be honest. Layton already done. He's pole position in Q1, so he is definitely through to Q2. And here comes Paulo to come across the line, and he puts it right in between the two McLarens for P4. Just a hair shy of the 31. Just like his teammate, Cryptic, P2, he's all set. Bourbon up next. Bourbon right now. Now, Bourbon, we should mention, 7th in the Drivers' Championship with only 104 points. Now, Bourbon, unfortunately, is not the highest points position reserve in this field. It is not distinguished, went to Jack. Only 10 points ahead of him. Now the Chiller, you can't make that up. The Chiller, 7 milliseconds clear of Polygon, and he gets a 32 flat. I mean, literally, you cannot make that up, to say the least. And Bourbon must have had a malfunction. He has abandoned the lap. I think Bourbon might be trying again for another lap, perhaps. So, little incident there, but he'll be restarting it. So Bourbon having to restart a lap. Groggers is going to have to restart his lap, as he just had an incident out of turn number 6. Is that turn 6 he's had? Having some issues with the mic here, but should be fixed now. And yes, it was turn 6. It was turn 6 that Groggers had that incident at. But anyway, so Groggers yet to set a lap. Liam yet Groggers yet to set a lap. But anyways, Bourbon trying to redo his lap. Groggers is gonna have to do his over. Liam needs to try again, and Luke has yet to come out. Red Fire's is back out on track. He's P14, and Bourbon just puts it into the 30s, 30.7. Bourbon, by the way, F2 Season 11 champion, raced raced decently in the Mercedes cars during the first half of the F1 season. Moved to Honda for F2 season 12, and is in the Honda for there. And speaking of Honda, Bourbon is going to be in Red Bull next season. As Jack has called it, for his, he is P8, so he is definitely okay for Q2. Now Bourbon, by the way, Bourbon is gonna be partnered with Scyther in the Red Bull. So it's gonna be very interesting. And speaking of F1 next season, only 3 seats are still open. The Ferrari, Paul God's still looking for a teammate, and Alfa Romeo, both seats still open. I cannot say who will be Ferrari, but I can say that with one of them, who is in this field, maybe going to Alfa Romeo next season. And if you give up, it's a chiller. I mean, the chiller is not going to be going to Ferrari next season. I mean, what happened was that, I will just say this. I mentioned it last week in my stream of Singapore. Term, who's sitting 11th right now in the Alpine, he was on point to being to pass the chiller in a Williams. Term in a Williams, about to pass the chiller in a Ferrari. That's just embarrassing. So Luke warming up the tires. Liam wrecked out in turn 3. Beatnik and Term have called there. So the Alpines sitting 10th and 11th. Let's see what Luke can do. Red Fire sitting P15. Haters P9 calls it. And only a minute and a half left to go. So if Red doesn't do okay in this, doesn't do good in this lap, he's got one more to go. He's got one more to at least get something out of it. Groggers, same thing applies to him. He's on an out lap. Luke, yet to get a lap in. So he should be okay to get a lap in this time. As Jordan, as a lot of people are calling it. Square going for another lap. Jordan, E13 in the Alpha. All done there. Ironically, it's Q1 right now. Owen, a 10th quicker than Jordan. Well, let's go on board with Luke as he approaches that hairpin. Approaches a hairpin of 14 and 15. Now makes his way through that sweep. Quick corner 16, comes across the line as P7. P7 for the AlphaTauri of Luke, who's sitting second in the Drivers' Championship. Oh, and bails out to the pit. And Red Fire has crashed. So Groggers has to pass a 34-1 in order to get himself into Q2. If he cannot, we will only have... Yeah, 34-0 actually. Can it get done? So Red Fire definitely out of Q2 of Q1. Rex in turn 8. So as Groggers comes around the final corner, he's making it really look strong, and he just misses it. 34-1, just missed out. Zakaria, he does not need a push. Zakaria through to Q2. Damn. So, we say goodbye to 2 people. We say goodbye to a few people. So, there it is as everyone gets their laps in. So, we say goodbye to Scyther, Liam, Groggers, and Red Fire. So, who will go from Q2 into Q3? Find out right at this. Alright, so here we are in the Q2. Quite a lot of people up and about. Looks like the McLaren boys. McLarens are going to be first up. The square will be set in the first lap. I will say this: Square has been having a unique season, to say the least. He's got one win to his name, that being Baku, back in round 7. TB, also with a win. Let's see. Let me just take a peek here, see. Okay, so far in RPL F1 this season, we've had 8 different winners in 15 races, and currently the most at this present time is Flynn with 4. Flynn going off with a 3-in-a-row win streak with Monza, Chicago, and last week in Singapore. Would have been 5 had he not gotten a penalty for questionable tactics against Cryptic. But Cryptic was the most recent new winner in RPL F1, winning Belgium season round 11. And speaking of Cryptic, he's top of the board right now with a 32-4. Polygon sitting second with a 32-7. Square also 32-7. TB 33-3. Beatnik 34-0. Zakaria 35-6. There's more and more people trying to get some time in. Looks like Haters is going to be the next one to cross. Haters isn't going to have help from his teammate. His teammate knocked out of Q1. And next up is going to be Leighton, I believe. So anyways, here he comes. Haters, 33-9, puts P5. Very respectable timing. Very respectable time from Haters. There goes the Chiller. Can he get past his teammate? 33-2, P4. Looks like next up is going to be Leighton. No longer under the name of Laggy Leighton. Leighton comes across. And he's going to have to redo. So he's going to have to redo that time. Once I had an incident early on in the lap. Slowest of the times. So he's going to have to redo his run. Bourbon's just about to start his time lap. Term also going to start his. Now Term, I do wonder what he can manage for a time, because like I said, last week in Singapore, he had the biggest string of luck I have ever seen in my life. Term finished P5 in F. Williams. And it looks like Leighton in that little chicane had a problem, so he had to abandon his lap. So Leighton struggling to get that Mercedes up to grasp. Bourbon in the slip, roaring to go. As he gets past that Ferrari, just waiting to let him pass. That could, I believe that, yeah, that's Paul God sitting there. But anyways, here comes Bourbon out of the final corner. He comes across the line. And it is a 31.7. That puts him fastest by just about 0.7 of a second. There comes Jack now. Jack getting help from his teammate Luke. Luke moves over. Let's see, now that kind of slipstream help, that could probably put Jack in P5. Sure enough, I call it. He gets P5. 32.8. The guessing, and my guessing is just pure genius. It's quite astonishing. Quite scary, too. But anyways, Jordan making his way around that twisting left-hand corner. Basically doing a near full 270. And there he goes. Let's see what Jordan can muster up with those soft tires. As Jordan comes around the last corner. Let's see what he's got. As he comes across the line. And it is P9, a 33.4. So with only 5 minutes to go, Luke, Luke is going to be finishing up his time now, so we'll see who will be the bottom 5 once we get that set. As Luke comes across, there's P6, 32.9, 500 ahead of TB. So the bottom 5 right now, it is Owen, Layton, Zakaria, Beatnik, and Haters. So those guys at risk of being knocked out of Q2. Jordan and the Chiller are on the cusp, but Termin TV, they should be okay, but they might want to have a lucky charm with them just in case. We'll have to see what happens here as we get her going. Let's see, as these guys gonna get some times in. Well, Owen's not yet returned. Ken Layton still having problems. He's got the slowest time right now at 44, and he's either making mistakes or he's invalidating. But anyways, under 3 minutes to go here in qualifying. So it is basically now or never time for these guys. And the Chiller just set a new lap. He improved, but only by half a tenth, and he's still sitting P9. Well, Owen is now out on the track now. That will be a unique spectacle to say the least. So we'll have to figure this out. But anyway, so Owen yet to get some laps in. Bourbon has wrapped up Q2. He's pole, so he's good and safe. Scythe is rejoined, and there goes the Chiller spinning out on the back straight. And Leighton just can't seem to do it. Leighton done. Leighton will be in P14. So we lose one for Q2. For Q2 being a Merc. That is not good. Cryptics called it. Polygots called it. We already lost one. The Chillers called it. And we are at the end. So we lose Haters Zakaria. So Zakaria can get a time in. Same with Haters. Haters is out. So Beatnik and Owen, they have one chance to get. They have one chance. To try to knock Jordan off the step. Jordan 33-4. Beatnik's gonna have to improve it by quite a bit in order to do it, but he did on a soft tires. Here comes Owen now. So here comes Owen out of the final corner. And it is a 33-1, just ahead of the Chiller, and Jordan is gone from Q2, and Beatnik just can't do it. Beatnik P12. And wow, never mind. Jordan is going through to Q2 because Turn just got DQ'd for parking it in a dangerous location. So, looking at these laps, looking at this here. So, we got Bourbon, Cryptic, Paulo, Luke, Square, Jack, TB, Owen, DeChiller, and Jordan in there. Oh, we'll see who gets pole right into this. Wow, I just found it. So the last time both Alfa Romeos got into Q3 was back in Season 2, Mexico. Wow. So like I said, Alfa Romeo, Season 2, Round 16. Literally 4 seasons ago. Alfa Romeo was the last time both Alphas were in Q3. And then the top of it, it was ABR Oxtez putting it top at P5. And who was the other? Well, the guy that got P14 in a Merc, Leighton, P10 in the other Alpha. So as these guys are getting their times in, Square top of the board, Knight 30.9, Cryptic 2/10 behind with a 30.1, Jack third with a 31.7, DeChiller 31.8, Jordan slowest 34.0. Here comes Owen now to put in a time, and it is also a 34.0. TB. Now to get a lap in. And 31.6 for TB. So, these guys get in there. Luke 31.7 puts the P5. Bourbon, most likely going to be pole. How far will he be for pole? Let's see. Square 30.9. I think Bourbon's probably going to be in the low 30s. I say a 30.3 to a 30.5. That's what I think he'll be. Paul got last on track. He's the last one at the set lap. So if we look at this group here, we have both McLarens, both AlphaTauris, both Ferraris, both Alfa Romeos, and the two lone wolves. As Bourbon sets a 30.5, as I predicted. Bourbon and Red Bull. And Cryptic in Mercedes. So, here we go. Apollo going to finish his out lap and begin his timed lap. I do wonder... how did Bourbon and them fare? Not Bourbon. I'll have to look. I'll have to look at these. No, I really should do that next time. Next time when these guys are up against each other, I need to mark down on how they are doing qualifying pace wise to each other and qualifying race wise, how they'll fare. We need to make those stats happen. See who's better than what in terms of qualifying and in the race. But anyway, so Paulo's been doing pretty decently. I mean, Paulo was in the Alfa Romeo pretty much the first half of the pretty much till round 7 of the season. Got promoted to Ferrari after F1X left. After France was over, and he's been doing really steadily good since then. Yeah, here comes Polo now across the line, and Jesus, a 31.4. He is 4/10 clear of his teammate. Here we go. So, yeah, 3 minutes to go, and right now, Bourbon and Square, the only two drivers to set a lap in the 30s. But now the question is, can Cryptic answer that? Only a couple hundreds up in Sector 1. Cryptic, ever since he got his promotion to Mercedes, I think he's only gotten one pole position ever since his promotion. Anyways, here he comes on that main straight. He's got Owen in front of him. Owen on and out lap, so Cryptic getting a little help from Owen as Owen moves over out of the way. Owen gives him that help. The question is, what will Cryptic do for a lap? And that little slipstream help will be beneficial. Here he comes across the line. Oh, and he's a 10th off. 30.6. So Cryptic just short. So Paul God, by the way, called it. He's P4. Only a minute and a half left to go. Well, Jordan is not going to come out. Is not coming out to make another lap. He will be P10 at this moment. He's not got time to get a lap. Yeah, he's definitely don't have time for a lap. The Chiller improved his time, but he has not done. He has improved his time, but he hasn't moved his position. He's still P6. Looks like we're gonna have a little gangle of cars here. There goes Jack now. See what Jack's got. As he comes across the line, P7 he was, now up to P5. Luke starting his final lap, so does Bourbon. Bourbon on his final lap. It looks like Owen's going to get a little, basically going to get a return favor. Cryptic moves over for Owen. Owen got a little slipstream help. As he comes around the final corner, we'll see what Owen's got. I mean, he's not going to go for pole position. See what he's going to get. It is a 32.9, so he's still P9. Bourbon is got pole position. He has pole position. The Chiller will be sitting in 7th. Let's see what Square's got. Square is putting on a firestorm here. He's over 2/10 up in Sector 2. Can Square do the unthinkable? Comes out of the final corner, riding on that curb. He comes across the line, and he improves, but he's just shy of Cryptic for P2. So Bourbon will have pole position. Here comes TB. To put it P4, it is a McLaren second row. And Bourbon wrecks out on the final corner. Bourbon wrecked in the final corner. Basically in a way did an Albon. So Bourbon gets pole over the wrecked car now. So, Bourbon pole, Cryptic second, McLaren third row. Second row. So, now we move on to the race. Oh. So, here we go. It is race time. And we will go through the grid once we are ready to go. And the start has commenced. In 15 seconds, we'll have the one light go to green. We'll begin our formation lap. Alright, so the light comes on. And we are off, so let's bring you through with our grid. So, Bourbon is on pole, and he's got Cryptic alongside him to make up row 1. Then is a McLaren row 2 with Square and TB making up row 2. Row 3, it is Polygon sitting P5, and he's got Jack for company in P6. Luke, you can see going a little wide there in turn 2. He makes up P7, and he's got the Chiller with him in P8. Then is an Alfa Romeo row 5 with Owen P9 and Jordan sitting P10. P11, it is held by Beatnik, and then he's got JDM Haters, the newcomer, alongside him to make up row 6. Row 7, we have Zakaria with ETSR Layton. Horrible Q2, but hopefully he'll make it up in the race. Term, he's got Red Fire Tiger for company to make up row 6. Then row 8, row 9, it is Groggers and Liam, the two Williams pair. Well, Liam is not going to be existing, he's AI, but Scyther, back of the grid. So in terms of the tires, let's take a look here. So Owen and Jordan, only 2 on soft tires. Haters, Layton, Term, Liam, Scyther, I'll exclude Liam, but anyway, so Haters, Layton, Term, and Scyther on the hard compound tire. Everyone else is on the mediums. And we have a penalty already. From the steward room. As you know, one of our rules is if you ready up before the host, expect a 10-second time penalty. And we have word from the stewards. RPL Jordan, 10-second penalty for readying up before the host. So Jordan, 10 seconds added to your time. And if no positions are changed, you are going to be getting 3 penalty points, which, yeah, so that'll be his first 3 penalty points if he has nothing going on. But anyways, so there's the stop, powered by AWS, medium to hard, right around the 12, right around that time, and the lights come on, and Zakaria jumps the start, and we are off and away. And it looks like Bourbon has a really good start. Here comes Jack on the inside. Contact with the, and it looks like contact, and we have a big rack. Good Lord Almighty, and we have a VSC out of the gate. Haters involved with Jack. Jack trying to stick it in a shot down the inside of the McLarens, and he came out looking horribly wrong for him. And numerous people getting penalties. Jordan, the Chiller, and Luke, 5-second penalties for for collisions under yellow. And we're waiting to go, and the green is out, and Beatnik clears haters. So we are off and away, and look at this. Leighton already making up some hard ground, some high ground, to say the least. He is already up in the P9. And speaking of people making a move, Scyther, by the way, up into P14. There's one car going wicked wide. That was the Chiller going wide at turn 13, or turn 12. Looks like Scyther might be damaged. I'm thinking Scyther might be damaged from this incident. And it looks like he is. But some of these guys are going off. Yep, there he goes. Waiting going in. Owen going in. Zakaria going in. The service drive-through. Scyther also in. Jack and Haters all in. So a multitude of drivers involved in that first lap incident. So our top 10 right now, it is, as the McLarens just switched their positions. So it is Bourbon, Cryptic, Square. Yeah, Bourbon, Cryptic. Yeah, Bourbon, Cryptic, Square, TB, Polygod, Luke, The Chiller, Jordan, Groggers, and Red Fire, making up the top 10. And the rest of the grid, as everyone files out in the line, and it looks like Jordan is off. Jordan way off in turn 7. He just got a 10-second track limit penalty because of it. Well, that will easily be removed unless he serves it in the pits, but Jordan, I think he caught the curbing in turn 7 and just completely lost it. I'm thinking that's what happened. But anyways, Groggers, by the way. Groggers into Williams, up into P8 right now, but he's got Red Fire right behind him. So Red Fire making a move on the inside to clear Groggers, and Red Fire up into P8 now. Red Fire definitely had a lot of work to do on that opening lap. Red Fire started all the way in P16, and he's back, and he's already up into the points in P8. And Luke, by the way, Luke clears Paulo for P6, for P5. We're looking at the biggest movers and shakers right now. Biggest movers is Red Fire and Groggers, each going up 8 positions from their starting place. Red Fire started P16, Groggers P17, and they're up 8 positions. Unfortunately, being caught in that first lap incident, Jack, the biggest loser, losing 12. As these guys are making their way on through, DRS is now enabled, so these guys coming up in this chicane here will have DRS available to them. Looks like we got trouble in sector. Looks like we got trouble. That is Jordan again. In trouble in turn 8 now. Looks like turn might have had a little scruff in turn 9, by the way. Just not sure why we're getting this rear view cam. We don't need this. Anyways, Paulo in pursuit of Luke to try to get that P5 back, and Luke, oh no, there goes Paulo. He spins out on the AstroTurf, and he is falling backwards now, rejoins, and now he's lost quite a few positions. He's in P9 now. That just went horribly wrong for Paulo. Paulo caught out on the AstroTurf, and he has gone down to P9 because of it. And he was trying to fight Luke to try to get P5 back. But now he's got to deal with Beatnik now. These two battling for P8. Term has returned back. He's in P11 right now. He'll be joining up any second now. Leighton starting his little recovery. He's dealing with Jordan in P14, being held up by both Jordan and Zakaria. As Zakaria is just getting in his way, trying to get past. And Leighton through into P13 now. And Luke and TB battling for P4. They're side by side in the hairpin. As he comes out in the turn 16, the final corner. On board with Luke now as he's looking to see if he can make a move here. Oh, he doesn't want to risk it. Apollo did clear Beatnik for P8, by the way, in the long straight. Anyways, Bourbon, by the way, 2-second lead over Cryptic. And Cryptic, by the way, has a 1.5 second lead over Square. That's your top three right now. Bourbon, Cryptic, and Square. Scyther all the way in the back of the field. I mean, literally, Scyther started dead last after wrecking in Q1. Got involved in the lap 1 incident. He's got the fastest lap now, but he's only P14. Now, a couple unique individuals that are doing decently okay, and you notice the early stages of the race. Redfire sitting in P7, Grockers and the Williams sitting P10 right now. Those are two unique little unique individuals there. But anyways, here goes Luke again, and he is clear of TB, but TB fancies a move on the inside. And he just can't get it done on the exit. Luke secures P4, but I don't think TB's willing to give that up. Here he goes. As he goes down the main straight now, can TB muster up an attack? He's going for it on the outside. These two are right side by side, very close to each other here. And it is close by yeesh. Yowie wowie. TB just took P4 back. But maybe not for long. Here comes Luke again. This time on the outside. But TB maintains his ground, and Redfire wrecks in turn 3. And a safety car. Redfire crashed out in turn number 3. There he is right there. I'm thinking where he is. I think he got just a snap. He got a snap of oversteer, and that was just good night. See you later to Redfire, and well, Jordan just wrecked again. This time in turn 2. And turn 4, yeah. So, jeez, very, very unfortunate for Red there. And yeah, Redfire was not happy. I mean, Redfire was sitting P7. P7, P8 at the moment of that incident. But anyways, here comes the cars. And Jordan has wrecked it in turn 9. Let's see. Yeah, there's Luke serving that 5 second before getting that tire change. Onto the hard compound tires he goes. The chiller in the same boat, and because of that, it held his teammate up. So because of those penalties, the Chiller still stays where he is in P6. But fortunately, Luke lost one position to TB. Still P5. The Chiller P6, and Paulo held up, fell to P9. And we just got this new information. Red Fire a issue with the rear caused it to go, and he is now done. So Red Fire, first out of the event. Is the first out of the event. Jordan sitting P2 is the second guy out. Yeah. I'll be right back. Well, let's see what happens. Safety car is in. Bourbon in control. And off he goes. Off our way out front of corner. Looks like Cryptic had a bit of a poor restart. We're packing away here in China, and Cryptic battled by Square just slightly off screen gets P2 from Cryptic, and Luke harassing again. So Luke up in P5, the Chiller up in there. And Paulo sitting P7, beating it P8, turn P9. And oh, trouble. Leighton in trouble. Leighton spins out in turn 7. So things are getting worse for Leighton here. Where Mercedes currently, they're in a dire situation because they are nearly eliminated from the Constructors' Championship. There comes Luke again on the outside into the hairpin for P4. Luke just slightly wide. Not sure TB forced him or not. I'm not sure if it looked it or not. But anyways, Luke still sitting P5 now. And these guys are just going on through to get this done. Leighton, Paul got in the 3-second penalty club. Zakaria and Owen battling it out, and Term corner cut penalty, and he has actually that's why he spun out. He spun out and wrecked in turn 2. Groggers was battling with Beatnik for P7 at this point. Paul's around too. Polo spun out. That's the second time Polo has spun out. These Polo's just not having luck at all. And Grogger's in trouble now. Grogger spins. Grogger spins in the chicane. We just had 3 people just spin out and wreck. We had Grogger's wreck in turn 2. We had Polo spin in turn 4. And now in turn 11, as Luke and TV are battling again. Term wrecked in turn 2. Polo wrecked in turn 4. Grogger spun in turn 11. Luke and TB still battling it out. Seidler clear Beatnik, by the way, for P7. And Polo speeds in the pits, and he's done. Polo has called it. That is our 3rd DNF of the event. Yeah, Polo really upset. He got a 5-second penalty because of Liam's AI. Then got another. Wow, yeah, it just all went south for him. And Owen, by the way, now Owen spins out in turn 8. I swear, turn 7 and turn 8. We've seen more people spin out and wreck there than anywhere else on this track. I think we've seen like 5 or 6 people spin out there. Cryptic just retakes 2nd place from Square. Bourbon still continuing that lead. He is 2 seconds clear of Cryptic. Square still right on his tail. And these two, by the way, Cryptic and Square, they have an over 4-second lead to Luke, who finally got clear of TB again. Well, this is going to be very interesting, to say the least. TB still trying to catch Luke and everything. So this should be unique, to say the least. I will admit there. And it looks like trouble in Sector 2. That is Zakaria having a little malfunction. And Leighton, even though he had that spin earlier, he's still back in. He's still back in it. He's back up in 11th now. The chiller is going to be on his own, to be honest. So the chiller's going to be on his own. His teammate Paulo is out of the race. He's in that DRS train to try to, in that very mini train to try to catch up for potentially a P5 or P4. So, speaking of which, another battle popping up. Jack against Beatnik. So Jack battling Beatnik for P8 right now. And right behind them, slowly starting to catch up, is JDM Haters. Haters is starting to refire back after that lap 1 incident with him and Jack. And Haters, by the way, P10 right now, so he is on deck to getting a point in his first event. Jack is starting to try to keep up with Beatnik, and Haters is just about to get into DRS range. Now Scyther, by the way, started all the way back in P19. He's up to P7 now. He's gained 12 positions since the start of this event. So Scyther is starting to get some grasp into it. And Jack is successful in clearing Beatnik to get into P8. Almost gets into the backup Jack in the hairpin. And that little mistake just opened up the door for Haters to show up. Here comes Haters now. And Beatnik gets a little slidey on the curb. But Haters Haters gets a little loose at 4. But Haters still keeping firm. He's in P10 right now. And he's got Leighton sitting P11. He's trying to catch up. Let's take a look at the tire wear of these guys here, to say the least. Haters on 11 lap old mediums, pitted at the beginning of the event. And pretty much everyone else, 6 lap old hard compound tire, minus term on new sauce, but then again, term, AI, and Liam's AI. Yeah, not much done that area. But anyways, so biggest winner in the active field is Scyther, 12 positions gained from the start. Biggest loser in terms of positions from the active field, it is Owen with 5 positions lost. And TB and Luke still at it again. And Haters clears Beatnik for P9 in the hairpin. As these guys are going hard at it, Haters just joins the 3-second penalty club. That's not good. TB clearing Luke again. I mean, literally, TB and Luke, these guys have been battling pretty much since the first safety car restart. These two have been at it ever since. Like literally, ever since that first safety car, these guys have been at it ever since. Well, the first VSC, which involved red. But still, these guys have been at it ever since. That's just mind-blowing. Excuse me. I mean, literally, these two are still going at it. The Chiller now being harassed by Scyther, by the way. There goes Scyther on the inside. As you see, Luke about to make a move on the inside. We got two fights going into the hairpin. And Scyther comes out ahead of the Chiller, but Luke and TV are still fighting. Looks like Luke gets a little better exit, and we just lost Cryptic. Cryptic disconnects. We just lost him. We need to get him back. And TB and Luke still fighting it over, and Square takes advantage of Cryptic's disconnect, and he's in third, and he's in second now. These two are still fighting it out, and look at this. Scyther joins the party. Here comes the Chiller joining the party. Scyther on the inside gets clear of TB for the moment. Yes, he does. He's clear. Scyther up into P5 now. So Scyther up into P5. Luke moves over to let Scyther through to P4. Now Scyther has a long trek to go. He's got 7.5 seconds to catch Cryptic. Now here we go. Here goes. Here comes TB. Can he make another ambitious attack? Is he going to? No, he's not. He's waiting. He's going to wait it out. But anyways, Bourbon, by the way, 3.7 seconds clear of Square, and Cryptic 3.6 seconds behind Square. So, yeah, so Cryptic, because of that disconnect, is now 4 seconds behind Square. That is not good at all. And Layton gets clear of Haters to put himself into P9. Haters up into P10 is still in P10. So these guys are so Layton is still on a slight recovery charge. That disconnect Cryptic had, that was not what he wanted. We have a safety car for Zakaria wrecking in turn 4. And literally, there he is right there, wrecked in the same place that Red did earlier in the event. Now this safety car will change everything now. And we have about 11-ish laps to go. It looks like Bourbon is coming in. Same with Square. Yep, they're all gonna come in, I think. Now the question is what will they go for? Bourbon chancing with mediums. Same with Square. Here's Cryptic. Mediums it'll be. So he comes out. Scyther. Yeah, they're all going for mediums. Everyone's going for mediums by the looks of it. But the interesting thing, Haters stays out. Haters stays out on track. So we'll inherit P3 for right now. Everyone is on new medium tires except Cryptic. Cryptic is on used mediums. Same with Jack. Jack on used mediums. looks like a strategy call coming in, and looks like we might have a little strategy call. Here is hate. It is on haters. Okay, haters on the restart. Do your best to help Cryptic out. Do not hold him up. I say again, do not hold him up. So haters has Cryptic behind. So haters just get told on the radio to help him out, to at least help him out best he can, and to not hold him back. So, here is our grid right now. We have Bourbon leading, Square second, Haters third, Cryptic sitting in 4, Scyther in P5, Luke is in P6, TB 7, The Chiller 8, Jack 9, and Leighton sitting in P10. Rest of the grid, it is Beatnik P11, Owen P12, and Groggers. As well, Owen just spun out. Groggers is in P12, Owen in P13, and then we have the two AIs of Liam in 14th and Term sitting in 15th. Looks like Owen is upset. Over Jordan being difficult. And he just said, if I get points, I deserve an effing statue. Well, Cheeky Owen just having his little say on certain incidents and all that stuff, but we'll have to see what happens here. But anyways, a lot of these guys aren't doing 2 stops, some with 3, a couple with 3 stops, but Haters being the oddball, chancing a 1 stop. So we do wonder what will happen here, and it looks like Crockers and Owen, they're having a little fun with each other. They're just bonking into each other. Anyways, if the safety car does come in, will be lap 20 of 28. Only 9 laps to go in this race. So 9 laps left in this race. The question is who will benefit? We'll see if Bourbon does get a really good restart. Square, really good on catching restarts, and he's really good on catching restarts and being right there for an attack. I mean, I don't know. Maybe Square could get insanely lucky and pull a third McLaren win out of the hat. I mean, you never know. It could happen. I mean, McLaren, 2 wins this season, both back-to-back with Monaco and Baku. Now, I mean, it could happen. You never know. So, in regards to the Drivers' Championship, at this present time, present time, Flynn, by the looks of it, is still going to hold the championship lead, but only by a point over Luke, unofficially. That is at this moment presently. So, Bourbon in control of the grid. Bourbon waiting to go. And it looks like he is gonna take it off. The rain has just started to fall. We are back underway here in RPL F1. Here we go. Bourbon. Here goes Square on the outside. Can he get it? Can he make an attack? No, he cannot. No, maybe not. He's gonna do a crossover. Down the inside-ish. Now the outside. On Bourbon. Trying to crossover move again. Scyther gets clear a Cryptic. Haters. Now he's got Haters with him. Haters gonna try his best to see if he can hold Scyther up. Here goes Cryptic. Will he make an attack? No, he does not. He's waiting for a shot. Bourbon and Square are fighting it for the lead, and Square has taken the lead in the Chinese Grand Prix. Cryptic up into P4, and Scyther goes off. Scyther off in turn 7. Square and Bourbon still fighting it out. They're really close to each other. This is getting really tight here as they make their way into the chicane. Cryptic up into P3 now, but got hold up by a couple seconds because of Scyther and Haters having a little issue. But Haters is up into P4, and Luke hanging with them to try to get past now into P4 now. This will put Luke in the championship lead at the present moment, but Haters doing a decently strong job trying to hold him back. There goes TV now on the inside. Oh, a little contact and TV goes off. A little scruff between those two. And Haters up still in P5, but here comes Scyther now on the outside. To try to get into P5 now, Scyther looking to see if he can try to at least get the try to go for some decently good points to keep it going, and he is up into P5 now. And Haters hanging firm in P6. Now he's got the Chiller with him. TB losing P8 to Jack now. Now it looks like we had trouble in the final corner. It is Leighton. Leighton just having the worst timing, and he has pulled it off, and he is out of the race. So Leighton out of the event, and that is the end of Leighton, to say the least. Now the rain is coming down quite steady. The question is, will it affect enough to cause interconditions? Here we go, Cryptic now dealing with Luke for P3 right now. This is quite a spectacle to say the least. Haters dealing with Jack and TV. And Jack goes a little bit on the wide side. DRS now enabled. DRS now enabled. Haters still sitting in P8. Jack hanging with him in P9. Beatnik right on his back tail for P10. I mean, Beatnik looking for a point, at least a point right now. Could be looking at 2 points perhaps. And a little contact between Jack and Haters. Almost 3 wide as they head into turn number 6. Here goes Jack on the inside. And Haters putting in more fighting pressure. And they are side by side heading into turn number 7. And Jack wins the war. Haters backs off. Haters really put up a staunching fight up against Jack, and Jack shoves him aside. And now, Scyther, by the way, on the inside of Luke to put himself in a P4. The question is, do these guys have DRS active? Yes, they do. They both do. Now, Cryptic's going to have a little bit of a problem. He's open maybe for these laps to tick down quicker so he can get to P3. Now, here we go. Out of the final corner right now. And Cryptic hanging in P3 right now. But here comes Scyther making a staunch chance to try to go in. Here he goes down the inside. And he has successfully done it. It's Cryptic into a P3, but we still have a fight for the lead between Square and Bourbon. These two are relentless with each other. Here we go, down the inside, goes Square. Little bump between the two. They are still side by side, and Square inherits the lead at this present time. Square and Bourbon have been fighting it out since the restart, and Square has the lead covered. The question is, well, we know Bourbon's going to have DRS active for him, and Scyther still sitting in P3 right now. He's got a long way to go to catch up to these two. 5.5 seconds separate the two. But now, DRS now enabled. Where can Bourbon make an ambitious attack? No, he's decided not to. A lockup into the hairpin. A lockup in the hairpin, but Square still keeps there, and Bourbon bails off. He thinks the track is too wet for He wants inters. Cryptic thinking the same thing. Yeah, Cryptic. They're going to inters. Cryptic and Bourbon are going to inters. They're taking a gamble. They're risking it. They are taking the risk. Now, because of this risk, this will put Owen in P7 unofficially. But the question is the track too wet? I mean, Square is leading the way right now, but is the risk? Was it too risky to do? I mean, I do wonder. Was it a good idea to try, or was the risk just too crazy to do? TB gets himself back into the points. He's in P10. He's also on the inters. Yeah, Haters and Groggers also have gone to inters. Now the question is, what will happen here? It looks like Bourbon is catching to Owen right now. So maybe those inters might be recommended. Now this is the question, is Square going to go in? Will he go in? No, he's staying out. He's going to hope and just pray and just keep it going. Scyther and Luke are in there as well. They're staying out. The Chiller's staying out. Jack's staying out. Beatnik staying out. And Owen is too. Now this also means that Bourbon just takes that spot, just takes 7th from Owen. Cryptic is in P9 right now. So maybe the chance of a gamble might not be the right call. So at the moment, we're looking at McLaren getting their 3rd win of the season. Unless something goes catastrophically wrong in these final 2 laps. And we have an issue out of the final corner. Groggers has wrecked, done an Albon and wrecked, but the race is too late for a safety car. So Grogger's out of the event. That is not good. That's not good at all. So here we go. Luke, is he in DRS range yet? No, he's not. He's just out of it. Well, now he's in it now. But we are entering 2 laps to go. And Square, maybe the gamble that Bourbon and Cryptic decided to go with was not the best decision. So by looks of it, and we will be bringing it back, the post-race interviews, and by looks of it, it is going to be Square, Scyther, and Luke that we'll be doing the post-race interviews with. And these guys are just hanging on tight to keep it there. Bourbon just barely gaining ground on Beatnik, who's sitting in P10. He's sitting P6. Cryptic is on top of Owen for P8. And off he goes to get past, and he has done it. Cryptic to P8. So I think that gamble, their little gamble, just was not in the cards. So by looks of it, Bourbon, I think if he's really lucky, he might get past Jack for P5, but that's the best he's going to get. And Cryptic is going to stay P8. So Bourbon and Cryptic I think they're probably realizing this strategy, this decision they made was not the best to do. So we are now entering the final lap. Square on point to get his 2nd win in RPL Season 6 and the 3rd win for McLaren. He's got a very nice, comfortable lead. 8.5 seconds ahead of Scyther, who is dealing with pressure from the RPL league owner Luke. He's sitting P3. The Chiller, by the way, really helping it out for Ferrari. P4 at the moment. Jack sitting P5. Not bad for the AlphaTauri driver. Bourbon and Beatnik battling for P6. And Bourbon gets it done. Bourbon up into P6 now. Beatnik sells for P7. Cryptic will be selling for P8. Owen, by the way, let's see, with his penalties, only 3 seconds, he is on point for 2 points in the Alfa Romeo. TB will be wrapping it up with only 1 at P10. But now, as he gets through this big sweeping right-hander for the final time, but he's going down that long straight for the last time of this event, and Square, he fought and fought and fought. He finally gets it done. He makes his way around the hairpin for the final time. He is going to do it. Gets a little slidey on the exit. Gets it. He's coming out of the last corner. He has it done. He's got it made. Square wins China for RPL. Scyther comes around the final corner, and he will be P2. Luke P3. Very great job by those guys. The Chiller, wonderful job by him to get P4. Jack will be P5. Bourbon, gamble did not work, but he recovered slightly enough to get P6. Beatnik will be P7. Cryptic comes across the line. He will finish in P8, and he gets a timing glitch because of it. But looks like a 4-second timing glitch. He will get that knocked off, but he's still P8. Owen P9, TB in P10. So now we'll get our top 3 and have a little word with these guys. So there it is, Square, the winner. Nice job by him. Where's Scyther at? Oh wait, there's Square right there. There he is. So there it is. Square, your winner. Scyther second. And Luke sitting in third. And joining in the booth is Scyther himself. Scyther might Scyther might as well if you got your mic, include your audio man if you can. Was it not? It's not letting you? What the heck? I'm not sure why it won't do it. Not sure why it won't do it for some weird reason. It should be. Stream's active. Huh. Okay. I'm not sure why it's not working then. Let's see. Figure this out. I'm not sure why I won't do it. Huh. I'm thinking because the stupid game, it says like the game doesn't allow live streaming, so it won't include audio. That's probably why. Well, that sucks. Hang on. Yeah, I'm not sure why I won't do it. I'm very sorry, guys. I'm not sure why. All right. Yeah, so my apologies. I'm sorry. All right. Well, I guess because of that being stupid, well, I guess I'll conclude the stream for today. Next week, here's how it works. RPL Equal will be in Monza for round 7. Next Friday, Tier 2 will be in Suzuka. F2 will be in France. And RPL F1 will also be in Suzuka. So, from RPL Streets, this time I will say goodnight. Have a good one. Stand by. Stand by. We ain't done with the stream. Okay, figured it out. We had to. I'm very sorry. So the stream is actually working. It's because the party chat was freaking muted. Okay, so Square Scyther, you both have your audios included, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So Scyther, let's start with you. P19 to P2. What happened in qualifying, and how did you manage to just pull your way to get into second place?
Well, in qualifying, I had a McLaren stop in front of me on the track and went straight into the wall because I had to avoid him. But it was alright. And then in the race, I got damage on lap one and had to pit and went all the way back to last again. And then from there, I kind of just didn't get any warnings and kept it clean. And then the last safety car really brought me back into it. Otherwise, it would probably
So
been P4.
so you were involved in that incident involving Jack, haters, all them guys that right at the start of that event. That's how you fell all the way back to the back.
Yeah. So there was a car that there was like a four-car crash in turn one, and there was just a car that was just out of control, and I just drove into him.
Uh, Ouch. Well, now your teammate Bourbon took a big gamble to going on to the interns towards the end. Uh, what was your thoughts when with the rain coming down? Were you thinking about chancing inters, or did you think the track was not wet enough to go for it?
It was definitely a thought, but with only 3 laps to go, I didn't think it was enough. I didn't think it was worth it.
I looked at it right at the last couple laps. You had Luke on your tail, and it looked like you almost had P2 lost. What was going through your head as you were trying to keep Luke back?
Um, I was actually trying to give him DRS to pull him along, but he was definitely really quick when the rain came down. Um, I wasn't worried about losing the position though, because I know you wouldn't try and challenge for anything, but because we were trying to work together. But yeah, he was very quick.
Fair enough. So, ladies and gentlemen, that is Scyther P2 after coming back from finishing in, from being P19 in qualifying. So now we move on to the race winner, Square. Your second win in season 6, your third in for McLaren. How are you feeling from that?
It's pretty good. Obviously, the gamble from Bourbon helped big time. Obviously, it was going to be quite a tight battle, and obviously DRS was on for the whole race. So Bourbon most likely would have beaten me if it didn't rain and stuff like that. But obviously, he went for the Inter, which I honestly thought was the right call. But he just did it a bit earlier, and it's like, well, I'm going to get jumped if I pit now, so I may as well just try and stay out. Which obviously ended up to be by far the better strategy, which, to be honest, considering what the track looked like, it looked like it wasn't really, it shouldn't have been that clear cut, but yeah, overall it was a good race, and obviously my pace was quite good to stay with Cryptic and stuff, throughout the whole race, and obviously pulling away from him in the second stint.
Yeah, for up until he pitted, you and Bourbon were just battling back and forth, back and forth. I mean, some of the angles of some of that fighting, it looked like you guys were getting very close to each other. What was it like, just battling Bourbon, just all those laps?
It was obviously, I knew that when there was no DRS, I had no chance of staying with him because the Red Bull is just so much quicker than the McLaren around here. Um, so there was no way I was going to be able to do anything. But yeah, obviously I knew that the only way I was going to stay with him was to actually end up in front of him. So I just started attacking him as soon as I could and just tried to just slow him down basically. Which obviously worked in the end, and then I used the DRS to pass him into turn one. Um, and yeah, in the end it just worked out how I wanted it to.
Yeah, before those battles, on one of the restarts, you want. It looks like you had a nice little fight with Cryptic, and I'm guessing think by the looks of it, you got him. You jumped on him on the restart. By the looks of it, by the looks of it, your safety car restarts have been looking pretty stellar, to say the least.
Yeah, obviously, I knew that. Obviously, because the McLaren and sorry, not the McLaren, the Mercedes and Red are both a fair bit quicker than the McLaren. I just knew that I had to, if I wanted any chance of beating them, I had to end up in front of them, and obviously that was the closest I was going to get to them. So I just went all out attack as soon as I could, and that was just the way that I had to do it.
Now, by the looks of it, with the championship standings, I think unofficially you might be sitting second in the standings, just behind or either tied with Luke, I think. With the season coming down close to the end, with only a couple rounds left, think there's a possibility you might come out as the season 6 champion?
Well, there's 4 rounds left, and I'm going to miss 2 of them because of real life racing. So it'll be tricky, but if it can have 2 more wins, then it's definitely possible, especially with all the chaos that goes on in these races. So yeah, who knows? I'll just try and do the best I can.
And speaking of which, I'm just going to go slightly off topic on it. Since you mentioned it, you have your real life racing. What's your next race coming up for British F4?
It's Thruxton, so it's the 3rd round of F4, so hopefully it should be good.
All right. That's your winner, PSR Square, winning it for McLaren for the 3rd time this season. Now we are definitely all set. This is Ty, and I will say good night and have a good one.